Hi everyone, it is now lunchtime and I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to show you guys what I like to feed my Snorlax during my salad week, as well as go over some tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I first started playing Pokémon Sleep. So I do have some notes on the side, so if I am looking on the side, that's the reason why. And my computer is also in front of a window, so the lighting might get inconsistent as you know the sun peeks through the clouds and everything, so sorry about that. But first things first, let's feed Snorlax. Now, I did mention in my previous video that you do want to save some ingredients for Sunday, because as you can see up here, my max pot capacity is 27. Yours might be different just due to the rank that you are at. I'm currently ranked 19, so I was able to increase it to 27. And you will be able to have the option to increase it with your dream shards as you rank up. Now with that being said, Sundays are a great day to cook because you are able to double your pot capacity. So this allows you to cook dishes that you normally wouldn't be able to cook, and also gives you more opportunity to just stuff random ingredients in. And I think the more ingredients you add in, the higher chance you get on making a critical dish, or at least that's what I hear. Now for lunch, well, for salad week, I like to feed my Snorlax Mumu Caprese salad simply because my team has a very good aptitude for collecting those ingredients, and let me show you. Now I do know that there's this debate between berries versus ingredients. I personally, sorry, that was weird. I personally like to gather ingredients because I find it fun to cook dishes. If you're like really super hardcore into min-maxing, I guess you can develop your team around berries, but as I mentioned, this is how I like to play. So yeah, my team gathers a lot of milk, Ditto Dave gathers olive oil for me, and my Bellsprout and Slackoth gathers tomatoes. So I have the opportunity to make Mumu Caprese salad a lot throughout the day. Now whenever I don't have ingredients, and if I'm lucky where my EV or Wartortle will pop its skill, I will get random ingredients like beans. So I will make the Heatwave tofu salad. Or sometimes I swap out certain Pokemon and add in a Ghastly and Geodude since they gather the ingredients needed for the Heatwave tofu salad. Sorry, my throat is being weird. So another thing I want to note is that certain dishes scale better than others. And to give you an example, if you take a look at my Snoozy tomato salad, you'll see at level 7 it gives me 1000 points. Now if you look over to my Overheat ginger salad over here at level 6, it gives me 5.6. So definitely quite the difference in the amount of points that I get. However, as I mentioned before, you might be limited just due to pot size. So I usually like making Overheat ginger salads on Sunday, as well as the contrary chocolate meat salad. But for now, let's make the Mumu Caprese salad. I probably should start leveling this up, but I don't know, maybe I'll make that for dinner if I don't have enough for my Mumu salad. So let's start. And I always click add more. I always try to fill the pot. Another thing, never auto cook. Auto cooking is a good option early game when you don't have the resources to have Pokemon that gathers all the ingredients for the dishes you need. But once you do have a solid team that can get you those ingredients, I really highly recommend that you stop auto cooking. Especially if you have recipes that you can build, because a lot of times when you're auto cooking and you don't have recipes and you're just kind of blindly cooking, you'll make mixed dishes like mixed salad, mixed smoothie, mixed curry, and you don't get a lot of points, or dish strength, that's the word. The dish strength isn't just as great as if you were to level up a dish like a moon salad. So unfortunately it wasn't a critical dish, but that happens. So he is now satisfied with his belly full, and I'm very close to leveling up to basic 3. And then just gather some stuff. Alright, so 2 tips already gone through. Save ingredients for Sunday for your big recipes, and if you have the means to, please stop doing auto cooking. Now, another thing I wish I knew when I first started playing the game is to save your handy candies. And I guess this is more of a tip for casual enthusiasts like myself, or those who are really min-maxing the game. If you're just playing because it's fun and you don't really care for min-maxing or optimizing your team, this tip probably won't really mean much to you. But to give you an example, let's take a look at Clarice. So I leveled up Clarice when she was a Jigglypuff. So the first mistake was I didn't level her up at her most pre-evolved form, being an Igglybuff. And the reason why I mention this is if you look at her main skill right here, Energy for Everyone level 2, compared to my Jigglypuff over here, her name is Kelly, which is also level 2. So Kelly I leveled up from an Igglybuff, and every time you evolve your Pokemon, the main skill also increases. So if I were to level up Clarice once she was a Igglybuff all the way to Wigglytuff, Energy for Everyone right now would have been at level 3. So you miss out on that opportunity of getting an extra level to your main skill. And then you're probably going to have to use a main skill seed item, I think it's called. So that's the first thing. The other thing is saving your handy candy for Pokemon that you know you want to invest resources in. So I threw a lot of resources into Clarice. I used a lot of my handy candy in order to get Jigglypuff candy to level her up, only to realize later that I have a better Jigglypuff that I want to use. Now her nature is not the greatest, so I can overlook that. Clarice has a docile nature, which has no effect on the ups or downs, but her sub skills are meh compared to Kelly, who has 3 rare skills. And for me, my logic behind this is that mid to late game I can really benefit from these sub skills that she has. On top of that, having her main skill as Energy for Everyone, I do have some Pokemon where it's ingredient or speed of health up, but energy down. So when I wake up, if I don't get a full night of sleep, my Pokemon won't be 100% rested. So this is where Pokemon like Sylveon or Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff come in, where they restore energy for everyone. And as their main skill levels up, the amount of energy to each Pokemon also increases. So if you're lucky and your skill triggers, you could pretty much mitigate the effect of having energy down as a nature. So with that being said, had I saved that candy, I could have put my resources into Kelly instead of Clarice. So that's the first thing. I also made the same mistake with, oh wait, no, I did not. Actually yes, because had I saved those candies, I could have evolved my Eevee to Vaporeon and Jolteon right now, but I have no more candies. So I just have to farm Eevees until I have enough. Alright, and my other tip for you guys is do not catch evolved Pokemon. I know it can be tempting, and definitely there are cases where you can throw your biscuits at them. Like let's say it's a shiny and you actually know, because even if it's a shiny, Fun fact, when you have a shiny, do not use your premium biscuit because it will automatically catch with just a poké biscuit. So use your poké biscuits for your shinies. It's an automatic catch. Do not waste your bonus biscuit on it. But with that being said, for evolved Pokemon, as you can see, like for example, I did catch a Haunter. And the only reason why is because I went to Topalo, even though I should not have went. My team is far too weak. But because I kept encountering a lot of Ghastlies and Haunters, and not much new Pokemon that I wanted to catch, a lot of the times what would happen is my premium biscuits would go to either Ghastly or Haunter. So naturally over time, I just caught a Haunter. But the reason I don't suggest throwing your biscuits at evolved Pokemon is because you have a carry limit. So let's see. For example, maybe Ghastly would be the wrong... Here, I'll show between Kelly and... So you see these two Jigglypuffs I caught when they were Jigglypuffs. So their carry limit is 9. Now, Kelly's carry limit is 14. Why is that? It's actually because I evolved her from an Igglybuff. So when you evolve your Pokemon, not only do they gain a level on their main skill, but they also increase their carry limit. So that is why if you are looking to build a Pokemon that you really like, try to catch it at its most infant evolved form so that you can gain the benefits each time you evolve it. Another example to show you would be the Pikachu that you get when you start the game. And this is a Raichu that I evolved from a Pichu. So my Pikachu has a carry limit of 17, but because Raichu evolved from Pichu, Pikachu, and then Raichu, his carry limit is at 31. No, her carry limit is at 31. And then as you can see here, charge strength is at level 3, while here, Pikachu that was given to me at the start of the game is at level 1. So that is something to note if you are looking to have a permanent Pokemon on your team that you want to throw resources at. Now, another tip I wish I knew before I used all of them was that these items here, Dream Cluster S and M, they increase as your rank increases. So you'll see at rank 19, my Dream Cluster M will give me 3,060 Dream Shards. At a lower rank, this number will be lower. So I do recommend that you save these until your higher rank just so that you really reap the benefits of redeeming these items. And I think finally, actually I have 2 more tips. So I did mention this in my previous video, but when you're doing your sleep research in the morning and you're picking which portrait you want to choose, I do recommend that you choose a Pokemon, although I know it's tempting to pick the sleep style images that are very cute or rare because you want to show it off, but a lot of times what you want to do is pick a Pokemon that you know your friends are trying to grind candies for. So for example, if I know that Gabzilla is looking to evolve her Eevee into another evolution, it would be very handy for me to choose Eevees as the portrait because every time she will open the research community, she will gain an Eevee candy from me. So that is something to know. And my final tip for you guys is, and I totally forgot now. Now I have to think a little bit. Oh yes, I remember now. Incense. So with incense, a good chunk of them you want to save until Sunday night. And the reason being is because your drowsy power will be the highest on Sunday nights, meaning that the benefits you'll reap from using, well, not friend incense, but I guess friend incense, because Sunday night will be the highest, which means Monday morning you wake up and you find more rarer Pokemons or different sleep styles or just better Pokemon in general. So save your incense for Sunday night. And I think those are the tips that I have. Let me know if you guys have any other tips that you've encountered or would like to share. I would be more than happy to hear them because I definitely can benefit from that as well, and I'm sure other people watching this video can also. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you feed your Snorlax breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but most importantly, make sure that you also have a complete breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't forget to stay hydrated, and I hope you guys have a pleasant sleep. And see you guys another day.